Happy New Year! Today is January 1st, 2024. I greeted the new year by watching the first sunrise of the year at Hollywood, Florida beach. It's such a beautiful, clear, and sunny day here in South Florida, and I feel so blessed to live here. And this moment reminded me how I celebrated the past 2 New Years. So past 2 New Years, I was in total silence. I was in a 10-day silent meditation retreat. It's called Vipassana, Vipassana. Vipassana. It is a meditation practice. It's called insight meditation practice, and the practice is all about learning how to focus on our breath and observing the body sensations while not reacting and responding to it. And it's amazing practice, and I highly recommend. I'll share more information in the comments or in the show note. So before I went the first time, and I was someone, you may relate. I'm someone, I would call it as ultimate doer, just constantly doing something. Sitting quietly and then be still for even 5 minutes was a challenge for me. I remember that I back then already heard about the benefit of having a meditation practice, so I tried. So I bought the 1-year subscription of Headspace, and I only used it maybe a few times, then I gave up. I just couldn't do it. And then I know many of us are in the same situation, right? And for me, I think there were 2 main reasons and for being such a doer, just constantly doing. And one reason was I thought it was a sign of high productivity and living a highly active lifestyle. So actually I worn it as a badge of honor, and I'm just like constantly go and then getting so much done and then doing so many activities. So that's one. And the other side of it, I think it is probably a little bit darker side that I wasn't really even admitting to myself. I didn't even acknowledge to myself at that point. But later on, and I realized that's what it was. It is really this impulse to run away from my pain. And I was experiencing a lot of stress and anxieties and just uncomfortable feelings and the things that I was really just unhappy with my life, but I didn't want to face it, and I didn't want to be honest with myself, and I really didn't want to acknowledge it, so that it's so much easier just to cover it up by doing things, right? And just constantly, I was doing yoga, traveling, and sports, and always watching something, listening to music or podcasts or news, whatever can get me away from my own thoughts and feelings. And that's what I would do. And then until I reached a point of my life, and that was probably around 2.5 years ago. And then 2 major things happening in my life at that point. One was professionally. Professionally, I was, was a senior leader in a Fortune 500 company, and there was a lot of stress and a lot of responsibilities, and I was working harder than ever, and really felt I was on the brink of burnout. So that's one. And then personally, I was dissolving a 12-year long-term relationship, and it was a painful experience for me. So as you can imagine, I was experiencing this high level of stress and anxiety. And then on daily basis, I felt my life was run by my negative thoughts. The anger, frustration, resentment, blame, shaming myself, blaming others. And it was just such an internal turmoil. It was so draining. And then that's when I learned about Vipassana practice. And then I knew instinctively that something can really help me. So I took the leap nervously. And I did the 10-day silent retreat for the first time. And it was really life-changing. And then after that, I developed daily practice. And then I went again the second year. And my plan it is to go on an annual basis. And this year, at this time, for various reasons, I couldn't go. But don't worry, I am going. I'm going in the springtime. And I needed it. And I feel like it is such, it's really a mind and brain training that almost like going to the gym. It needs some sort of retuning, right? Retuning on an annual basis. And so what benefit did I get from this, 10-day meditation retreat and then subsequently daily practice? There's so many benefits, and I really felt like I was a changed person afterwards, and that the whole state of my being and the state of my mind has just completely shifted. But if I were to summarize, I think there are three key benefits to me. It's very visible ones. One was I learned to be. So I used to be a doer, and then be doing, and really shifted to being. So I learned to like silence. Actually, I learned to love silence. And every day I need my moments of silence. And so within that silence and within that stillness, I learned to be with myself and to like actually myself, and to be with my thoughts, and to be with my emotions, to not resist, not to run away, and to be this astute observer of my own thoughts and my own emotions. And you may have heard that we cannot stop the thought. We have 70,000 thoughts going through our mind on a daily basis. So meditation is not about stopping our thoughts, right? The meditation, it is really about have the ability to shift our thoughts. That's the second benefit. So once I'm comfortable, I'm able to observe my thoughts and my feelings, which is I'm becoming so much more mindful and so much more present, then I'm able to shift, because then I can identify, hey, what's serving me, what's not serving me. So when I have these negative thoughts come up, and we're all humans, and negative thoughts and then unhelpful thoughts and false thoughts and beliefs or limiting beliefs will come up on a regular basis. And then there's still times that I feel I'm not good enough, and there's still times I'm afraid of people judging me, and then there's still times that I just feel this sense of resistance inside of me to do something, but I'm just so much more aware. Once I'm aware, then I'm able to take a pause and then to really to examine that thought. Say, hey, how true is that? Right? Why you're feeling that way? If I'm feeling like I'm not smart enough and to write something or to do something, then I'm like, hey, is it true? Is it true? Or I'm feeling how someone maybe judging me. I'm like, is it true? Like, do you really care what the other person think, or is it's more important for you to live your truth? And then when I have that moment of pause, then I choose to shift my mindset and perspective. And as a result of that, my feelings and my behaviors shift as well. And then just become so much more empowering, rather than my life is being run by my thoughts and my emotions. Now I am in charge, right? I get to choose how I want to think, how I want to feel, and how I want to respond. So that's the second benefit. And then the last benefit, it is that my ability to be more present. And we live in this society, we live in this day and age that there are just way too many distractions. All the technologies, right, and all these different things that can cost us our attention. So our ability to protect our focus and protect our attention is now a superpower. And with the meditation practice now I have, it is I'm so much more able to really just direct my focus and direct my attention, and to be doing while I'm doing what I mean, when I'm with my client, when I'm with my partner, when I'm with my family and friends, and I am there with them. I usually put my phone away in silence or do not disturb, and then I'm there, make them feel they're being heard and being seen. Let me tell you, it's such a gift to be able to do that. So hopefully with all of that, what I've just said, and then you are inspired to take up or to learn a meditation practice if you don't have it already. And if you plan to develop a new habit for this new year, I would recommend none other than meditation. So obviously, you don't have to do this 10 days silent retreat. I know it's very intense. Not everyone wants to do it, or not everyone can do it. That's okay. You don't need to. That's not the only way. And obviously, if you have the time, you wanted to, absolutely go for it. But if you don't, there's so many other ways you can develop the meditation practice. What I would recommend, it is to learn the meditation technique. It is a skill. It's a technique, right? You don't just try to sit down and just try to struggle and push through. So the technique is really important. Either find an online course or find your local meditation studio, or even application. There are so many great applications there teach the foundational meditation technique. Learn that first, and then develop a regular daily practice, and start baby steps, right? Start with 5 minutes and 10 minutes first, and then do 15 minutes. I think there's a neuroscience study saying that if you have a meditation practice of 15 minutes, and then you already can see the amazing benefit. So my own practice, it is that I have 30 minutes, minimum 30 minutes a day. First thing in the morning when I get out of bed, before I do anything else, and I sit on my meditation mat for 15 minutes. And then last thing I do in the evening before I go to bed, 15 minutes. And that just become my daily ritual, right? It's not just a routine, it's a ritual. It's a ritual that I'm looking forward to doing it every day because it has brought so much amazing positive impact to my life. So I am very looking forward to hearing from you. And how has meditation helped your life, changed your life, transformed your life, and brought the positive benefit and positive impact on your life in 2024? So with that, I wish you a happy, beautiful, and healthy new year that filled with joy, peace, and love. See you next time.